The broken cup, a lesson in impermanence, and letting going, a quiet monastery nestled at the foot of a mountain. Where the sound of temple bells drifted through the morning mist, lived a young disciple named Ananda, who was diligent and thoughtful, full of questions and a deep desire to understand the truth of life. But like so many seekers on the spiritual path, Ananda carried in his heart a weight he could not name, an anxious fear of loss, of change, of the fleeting nature of all things. One late afternoon, as golden sunlight bathed the courtyard and the bamboo leaves swayed softly in the wind, Ananda approached the Buddha. His eyes were heavy with contemplation, his heart full of restlessness. He bowed deeply and asked, "Master, how can I live without fear? I love my family. I value the things I have. But I'm afraid that one day I will lose them, that everything I cherish will vanish. How do I stay at peace when nothing around me stays the same?" The Buddha looked at him quietly for a moment. He didn't respond with words at first. Instead, he reached for a glass cup beside him, a simple, transparent vessel. Lifting it into the sunlight, the glass sparkled, catching rays of gold in its surface. Then the Buddha spoke. "Ananda, do you see this cup?" "Yes, Master," he replied. "It is beautiful and still whole." The Buddha smiled gently. "To me, this cup is already broken." Ananda was taken aback. He looked again. The cup was perfectly intact. No cracks, no signs of damage. Confused, he asked, "But Master, it's not broken, still perfect." The Buddha nodded slowly, still gazing at the cup in the fading light. "Yes, it is. I drink from it every day. I admire its clarity. I use it with care. But in my heart, I've already accepted that it is broken. One day it will fall, or someone will knock it over, or it will simply wear out with time. The day of its breaking is not a matter of if, it's only when." He turned his eyes to Ananda. "Because I know that it is already broken, I do not cling to it. Because I do not cling, I can truly appreciate it while it lasts. Every time I hold it, I am grateful. Every sip of water it gives me is a gift. And when it breaks, because it will not be sad. I have already let it go." Ananda stood in silence. Something in his chest began to shift. He had never imagined that one could love something without holding on to it, that one could cherish deeply and still be free. The Buddha continued, "You ask me how to live without fear. But fear arises when you believe the things you love will last forever. When you love someone and expect them to never leave, their absence will break your heart. But if you love them knowing they are only here for a time, as all things rue, will love them even more, not less. You will not waste a single moment." The sun began to dip behind the distant hills, casting long shadows across the temple grounds. The glass in the Buddha's hand shimmered one last time before he gently placed it down. "This is not detachment, Ananda," the Buddha said softly. "This is love with wisdom. Love that does not possess, but understands. Love that sees the nature of life clearly. Everything changes. Everything passes. But that does not make life less beautiful. It makes it more precious. Because it will not last, you must live it fully." The wind rustled through the bamboo again, like nature itself, agreeing with his words. On the horizon, the last light of day kissed the edges of the world, and the stars began to blink awake. Ananda bowed once more. This time not from duty, but from something deeper and awakening. The fear that once gripped him began to loosen, like a tight string finally being untied. He understood now. Happiness doesn't come from holding on. It comes from fully living. While you still can. Reflection. We all have cups in our lives, loved ones, memories, possessions, even our own bodies. And all of them one day will break. Not to cause us sorrow, but to remind us. Love fully, live deeply, and let go. Gently. Because sometimes it is only when we accept the impermanence of things that we finally begin to live. If you enjoyed the story, don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel for more inspiring stories to come. Thank you for watching.